Hi, I just woke up. I didn't even wash my face or brush my teeth, to be honest with you. But I did put my hair in a ponytail so that it'd be out of my face. I am making a care package for my husband who's deployed. Now, the video I'm going to make is obviously because I'm in the Navy and my husband is in the Navy. It's going to be a care package for someone who's on a ship. But I find that typically maybe the same types of things are appreciated even if they're stationed overseas on land. But my husband's gonna be floating around in the water they say, join the Navy, see the world, and then the response is, I've seen the world, it's all water. It's kind of a funny inside joke. Anyway, I'm about to get down on the floor because I needed the space to dump all of the crap out and go through it. I've still got some crap over there on the table where I'm artsy fartsying, and a lot of the inspiration I got came from I should write the name of the gal who wrote it. On my Facebook, I made a Facebook status. My Facebook is facebook.com/plasmaspeedo. And a woman wrote, you should check out Creative Care Packages on Instagram. Creative Care Packages? I really hope that's the name of it. I'll put that link in the description also, the description that hardly anyone reads. And I had so many good ideas. Well, I didn't have any ideas. I took so many good ideas. I think that I've got a creative bit of bone in my body for the next box. I've been coming up with things, but for my first box, I did kind of model it after some of the packages I saw on Creative Care Packages Instagram. I think they might have a Facebook too, because they make the boxes so freaking cute. So I've been artsying it up over there on the table and making the box really cute. I'll show you that in a second. But first I'm going to show you the contents of the box and the reasons why I picked some of the things I did. And first a little bit about the types of boxes you can get. So we're going to be looking onto the floor. Okay? Alright. First of all, what kind of boxes do you get? The large flat rate box, you don't get charged overseas rates when you ship to an APO or an FPO, because you don't. So I always pick the priority flat rate, and this is a large. A large also comes in, I slid them all under here because I honestly don't have room. But you've got different sizes. I have flat rate envelopes if I need. These are absolutely free from the post office. Why do I know all this? Because I used to work at the post office for about 5 years, and this was my life. So there's large sizes, there's medium sizes. The medium isn't all that big. And the medium, I believe, is like $12.95 to ship anywhere, and it doesn't matter how heavy it is. But look at the medium, that flat box. Can you see what I'm talking about? Medium. They look just about the same, but they're not. Anyway, medium and a large. I would just spend the $5 more. I think it was $16.95 to ship a flat rate box, no matter how heavy, to anywhere. But now I believe it is 17 something. But although they do not charge international rates if you ship to an FPO or an APO, they do require that you get a customs form still. And if you go to the Creative Care Package Instagram, there's a couple pictures where she explains the whole shebang on how to organize these boxes. Of course, you can send a regular box, but because you stuff these so full, the weight of a regular box may make it way more than $12 or $17. Because with these, you could stuff up to 70 pounds, which I don't even know how is possible to put 70 pounds in that unless you're shipping lead. And it doesn't matter how heavy. So I really prefer the priority flat rate boxes. And as for the contents, hey, I've got a lot of stuff here, so I'm just gonna sift through it. Not only are baby wipes a good idea, but the hand wipes are a great idea also, because sometimes they come right from the flight deck and they don't have time to wash their hands and all they're trying to do is eat. So the hand wipes, I find, are better than the hand sanitizer because this gives them something to wipe the dirt off with. Hand sanitizer, you're just going to rub the hide fluid and oil and jet fuel into your skin. You know what I mean? But this wipes it off. So because they go through them a lot, I find Equate is just as good as the wet ones. I mean, who really cares, because you're going to use them like crazy. So I've got snacks, gum and microwavable snacks. I have a mini size Lysol so that you can spray down the areas in which he lives, like in the berthing, if someone's sick, he can spray down the area or the racks and live clean. They don't get much choices. They don't, what am I trying to say? If they are sick, the choices are very slim, and I know that my husband really likes Alka-Seltzer when he doesn't feel good, and that is kind of hard to come by, so I send things like this every once in a while in case he may need that, okay? Then another thing that I got, but I don't know if it's a good idea, but I will see in a little bit because I'm shore duty and I've never been on a ship, but drinking water on the boat probably is gross, and I don't know if he buys a bottled water every day or what, but I bought these Brita water bottles, and apparently this is the wrong filter size. The gal I went with discovered that, and I need to return these and find out which ones go. But I'm going to send him these Brita filters so that he can, and I didn't get the hard one with the pull-up thing because usually they're in a rush, and all he would really like to do is pull the top and squeeze and drink and not have to deal with flipping a lid and screwing it or whatever. These are pretty good for on the go, in my opinion. Then, just as a random whatever, I got him tissue. Lots of snacks, lots of food, lots of snacks, and I saw these in the back to school aisle, and I think they would be really good for, hi guys, his mirror. So I don't know why he would need a mirror because he doesn't do his makeup, but for whatever reason I thought it'd be handy. If you've got an eyelash in your eye or whatever have you, you stick this in your locker. They also had locker towers to make the tower split, but my husband had one made already by someone up there on the ship, and I thought a magnetic, that sounds weird. You ever write a word and it just doesn't look right, but it's right? That happened to me with the word use the other day. U-S-E. It just looked so weird. Okay, so magnetic light, magnetic. That's so weird. Light, because it's often dark. A couple things that my husband took already that are good ideas for those of you that might deploy or those of you that have a spouse on the ship or a loved one. He took a headlamp. So that he can get dressed in the dark, because a lot of times they'll call you in the middle of the night and you don't have lights because they turn the lights off in the berthing, and he doesn't have any hands, there's no space, so he puts the headlamp on his head, and there's LED lights stuck to his forehead, and the band wraps around his head, and he can just look around and get dressed with the light on. And he said that's one of the most handy things in the world for him on the ship, and he's so glad that he bought that and brought that with him. Also, he got Velcro to stick to the back of his phone and he's on the top bunk, and stick to the top of the ceiling or whatever, the bulkhead if you're on a boat, so that he can stick his phone to the Velcro. The Velcro stuck to the back of the phone. I'm trying to rush. And so he sticks his phone and looks at it and watches movies, so he doesn't have to hold it with his hand because his phone will just stick to the Velcro that he stuck, and he also put hooks all along his rack so that he could hang his cords, his headphones, and they don't fall down to the next rack and he loses things. So he bought those 3M hooks and the 3M Velcro because he has his whole rack arranged that way. And if you know how to make an aircraft carrier curtain with pockets and embroidery, let me know, because I'm looking for someone that knows how to do that. And I found a site, but it doesn't really look all that great, and I'm trying to get a hold of this girl that was my roommate because her mom makes them, and I really want to get him a nice blacked out curtain. And then just random snacks. So one of the other things that I'm going to do for him, Tylenol, is I'm going to take straws. I got this idea from the Creative Care Packages. I'm going to take straws and fill them with seasonings and then burn both ends of the straw, so he can take the straw with him to the galley and season his food, because the food is disgusting and really not all that great. So I'm going to have a straw with like Italian seasonings, or a straw with salt and pepper, or with garlic salt or seasoning salt, you know, whatever. So I'm going to have a bunch of straws with different seasonings in them so that he can take them to the galley. And I thought also a good idea would be to get packets of hot sauce, ketchup, mustard, because they often run out of ketchup when everyone needs ketchup. And so instead of sitting a whole bottle of ketchup, because they're not able to keep it in the fridge, and if you kept it in the fridge, everybody else would get into it. So maybe packets of condiments. I wonder if they have packets of A1 sauce, because they said When you have hamburger and fries, there's A1 sauce, no ketchup, and when you have steak, there's ketchup and no A1 sauce. So I wanted to find packets of A1, but I don't know where to find that. And I have things like tuna and his favorite Twizzlers, and I've got more snacks over there. I have things like applesauce and microwavable goods. And they feed you pretty okay, really, but snacks are good to have when you did miss chow, or you don't like what they're having, or you're hungry in the middle of the night or something. So snacks, toiletries. Oh shoot, where are those things at? This is what else. I saw this, I'm not really sure what it is, but by golly, if that's not a good idea, right? If you're on a ship and you store your toothbrush in your locker all the time, like, this has to be a really handy thing. So I'm really excited to get that to him, even though I've never used it myself, but I was sold by the packaging. Won me over. And let me go see if there's anything else on the table. This is a disaster I've created. So I had a lot of this left over from the last time I made him an artsy thing for Valentine's Day when my friend Raquel, oh my gosh, I miss Raquel, when she was here. I had glitter pins, and I really like these because they're still good from like a year ago, and I'm really impressed, Crayola. However, I am not impressed with these. These have dried out already and they're kind of newish. That was a mistake, but I'm using them to death all I can. Anyway, so I also made this. I got the idea from Pinterest, and I have these jars, and I bought some ribbon, and I love you some more is what it says. Can you see it? There it is. And I made a little love note. Bloop. Homemade s'mores trail mix for my love. Then I put M&M's. What kind of cereal is that? Golden grams, and marshmallows and chocolate chips on the bottom. It's like a trail mix with a theme because he loves s'more anything. And he loves caramels. All of his favorite snacks, Oreos, Ho-Hos. And I'm not sure if I'm going to send a couple of these at a time, if you can keep one in his shop, because they don't have refrigerators in their berthing, obviously, so I don't know how that's all going to work out. Maybe you can get ice from somewhere, I'm not sure. But, oh, he did join. I can't show you my address because there's creepy people. He joined the Dollar Shave Club, and you should Google that, because it apparently is a really good deal, especially for those that don't have a no-shave chit, that have to shave every day. It makes it very inexpensive to keep buying razors. Also, the coffee's disgusting, so I broke this open and filled a jar with some of these, and I'm sending that off also. So a good way to fit everything in here is to depackage. Is that a word? Oh my god, glitter on me. No! Is to take the things out of their packages and kind of fit them together like that. So, what makes a package fun to get? It's decorating it. So here I have decorated partially the box that he's going to open, and I had Cassie over and I bought these stencils, and she went ahead, where's the stencils at? These, and used acrylic paint and sponged that design on her flaps, and I thought that was really cute, so I sponged it on the inside of my box. And then I did, with construction paper and glitter, I cut out stars and hearts with this stencil pack I got. It had letters, and it came with shapes also, even though I made the moon myself because I didn't like their moon. And it says, "We are under the same stars, beneath the same sky." So even though he's far away, we're, and that's going to be covered because there's going to be crap inside, so it's just going to look like that when he opens it, so that he can feel close to me, right? Isn't that cute? Just so simple, right? So on the inside, these are lyrics to a song. And I feel your warmth, and it feels like home. So what is something that they all want on the ship is to be reminded of home, to be taken away from where they are in the moment. And that's why I think creating a box like this is not only fun for me. If you like crafts, it's really fun to do, but I think that it helps them to escape for a moment, and it's not just a box full of stuff. They can take their time and feel like they're there with you. And that's what got me thinking. So to add to that, I took selfies, and I took pictures of me working on the box, so that when he's feeling around in here, And I cut little slits in case he wanted to pull the, I was just going to glue the picture down, but I figured maybe he'd want the pictures, and so I made it so that he can just pull the picture right out and keep it if he wants. But he can see the work that I put into it and show him the time that I took and how much I care to make wonderful boxes that make him smile. And then before I did the same thing over here on this flap. I'll show you how I did it right here. This is another one of me working on the box. And I took a construction paper, I folded it in half, and then I put the photo in there, and that's me stamping the box. Then I took a piece of construction paper and I just glued it on the ends only to sort of hold the photo from moving out the sides, and that's exactly what this one is. And then I'm going to have a little tear tab so that the photo doesn't fall out the bottom, and it's folded on top so the photo won't fall out that way. So to kind of encase the photo so that he can take it out easily, all he has to do is tear and then break the yellow and then pull the picture out and keep the picture. So I'm going to put this one on the other side so that he can feel like he's there with me, right? And then on this part I put a handprint of my hand so he can just feel like I was all up in this box, right? So I don't know how easily I can get this packed together, but I'm going to continue finishing this, filling the box, and then I will start, another whatever. Be back! I love you to pieces used to be something I would only say to my mom. It was an inside joke we had. Anyway, I say it to my husband now too, so I wrote that on the other flap, and I'm going to wait for it to dry so that I can close it all up. So I have some Italian seasoning, and it's kind of a pain in the butt actually, and I just scooped and scooped and scooped and scooped until it was full, and then I wrote on here, Italian seasoning, try it on bland chicken or experiment. I'm just giving him ideas because I generally cook. I know that he knows what some spices are, but just to give him ideas as to what to put the seasoning on, because sometimes guys don't really know. So I'm going to have one with like garlic salt, and then I'll mention that he could probably try that on his mashed potatoes or something, okay? So it's a little bit time consuming, but I think it's really cute. Good idea. Good idea. I'm using a piece of, well, it's a photo, but I'm doing this easier, much easier. So my mom taught me to take things out of their box and just really fit it in there, every little bit. The cap to his coffee mug fits perfectly beneath there, and I didn't seal the coffee mug because if you keep containers sealed for a long time, they start smelling funny. Did you know that? And then I've got this, he doesn't like oat variety packs. There's a lot of sugar, a lot of gross flavors, and I know that he really likes the oats that his dad would make, that I now make, and so I put straws of it in there. It's just sugar, cinnamon, and a little bit of cloves, and that's how he likes his oats. So I gave him some breakfast packets and stuff, and I'm just going to individually take things and squeeze it in certain places and see how much I can fit. Okay, so on all of these little goodies, and as I'm depackaging and filling things in, I write notes on a lot of the things to make it fun for him to open each individual thing. Did I just say thing like 10 times? You know what I mean? I wrote on this and I wrote on this, and it makes it fun. I included this because you are absolutely filthy on the ship, and with the stress and the hide fluid, the JP5, the oil that you get all over your face, the exhaust blowing on your face and the flight deck, and the dirt sticking to your skin, I think this is a good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape it closed just in case it pops open in the package. I'm going to tape it, and I'm also going to put it in a sandwich bag so that it doesn't squirt out. Fit a lot of stuff in there. Only one of the water bottles. I'm going to send another one as time goes by in case he loses or whatever. And then I didn't put all the utensils, just some of them, and things like that. So I separated a lot so that giving him a whole bunch of stuff all at once, they don't have a lot of space. So I don't want to like send him tons. I think it'd be easier if I sent packages once a month or so with just more to replenish. You know what I mean? So he doesn't hoard it all in his locker, because that's hard to do without much space, right? I'm pleased. Now to get a customs form. If there's any advice I can give as far as when it comes to taping the package, don't be shy. I worked in the distribution office of a big, huge post office, and we threw these, literally tossed them very far. So make sure whatever you pack isn't, they're going to ask you if it's liquid, perishable, hazardous, but no, potentially hazardous. Liquid, fragile, perishable, potentially hazardous, if there's batteries or perfume, nail polish. So obviously you can't ship overseas if it's any of those things. So because this food is like canned and packaged and there's toiletries, really, you just say no to that question. You tell them no. Okay? And then be very specific on your customs form and write down everything that's in there. Okay? And I'm going to put more tape right here because I'm obsessed with it.